name is Kay McAuliffe, and I at one time was the leader of this group, which started 10 years ago. We started out because people had been asking at the summit here to knit and crochet classes, of which there were none. We've continued on making all kinds of things, from Afghans, hats, mittens, tea cozies, placemats. We've made pumpkins, we've made cupcakes, you name it, we've made it.
I knew Kay from years ago in a different group, and she kind of went out on her own and started the Afghan club and the dishcloth club.
Oh, we were small. We were over in the senior room. There was like maybe 8 to 10 of us.
It was basically all on hearsay, and we also were in the Canton Observer.
2 of the women who now run this group told me about it. And so I just thought it would be something interesting and new to learn.
My neighbor next door was knitting out in her backyard with her mother, and I was crocheting. And I went out there and saw her knitting, and I thought, this would be a good way to get to know my neighbor. I said, "Do you crochet?" She goes, "No." I said, "Well, I'll teach you to crochet if you'll come and knit with me."
We grew and grew, and finally we were moved to either the lunchroom or to the banquet room.
We were expanding because of the things that we had already made, so we decided to make Afghans for the Veterans Hospital.
We didn't start the veterans for about 2 years, I think we were into the group, and a lady saw us making Afghans, asked if we would be interested in making them. I asked the summit if they would like to be involved in it too, and they said yes.
The things that we make are sent to the VA hospital in Ann Arbor and to a Veterans Haven in Wayne, and it makes you feel good that you're doing something for somebody that maybe couldn't do it for themselves.
But what's really important to me also is when a veteran itself sends us a letter and appreciates what we did for him.
Right.
So a lot of what we do is the charity work. That's a big focus.
We go to the Humane Society, take mats for the animals.
We did mittens for field school for 2 years.
We have a baby shower here for Mott's Children's Hospital, and we just keep coming up with different ideas on different things. Each person brings something to the table.
When we were in the other senior room, a lot of times we would bring in dishes to share, and eventually it got to be a potluck, and then we started calling it It's in the Bag.
You bring a teacup, and you would bring a bag, and anything you wanted in that bag. Or you can bring your knitting or whatever you're working on.
When I first thought about it, I thought it like a social afternoon.
It started out as tea and cookies, and then it grew because lunchtime interfered and we were hungry, so people started bringing a little more substantial items to the group, and then we just decided we're going to have a potluck.
Oh, the food is delicious. Everybody brings something different to eat, and you just sit around and bring your knitting or crocheting, and it's also a good socialization for people that might not have relatives in the area or people that they can see all the time.
When we get old, we get lonely, and here, if we need something, we can always call on them. They're always going to be there for us, to pray for us and help us.
As I was starting to get depressed because of my vision, I'm legally blind, and I could no longer drive. So I was pretty much stuck in the house. And it helped me get out there, and I've learned so much more about what's going on in the summit and what's going on around town. So it was really a godsend for me.
I look forward to having something different to do each Tuesday, seeing other people's faces, making friends with other people.
It was very enjoyable to see people come in, and those that had not done any knitting and crochet learned to do something, and they were so excited, you know, about they could make an Afghan for themselves. They could make a tea posy for a teapot. I mean, you know, just anything to learn to do a craft.
Kay always challenges us to do different things and to learn new stitches. That's what's so wonderful. We keep learning. You can always teach an old dog new tricks.
We learn from each other.
Right. And something to look forward to, seeing your friends, and you accomplish something while you're visiting.
The people in this group do a lot of good things, and it's just a pleasure to be in it.
If there's anybody out there that's interested in joining our group, we'd love to have them.
This is where my heart started, and this is where my heart wants to stay.